I know I look strange and it's like weird because I'm like behind the curtains in front of my window, and it's like an awkward angle, and like I'm my work clothes. I'm like in my pink T-shirt. Literally, it's like maroon, but it's pink, and my headband and hair in a bun. But I just had to share this with you guys because I thought it was so creepy. It's never happened to me before, and I used to love this stuff when I was little. The shows, not like the actual situation happening to me. So, just in case of why you're wondering kind of what this is my curtain, the back, my room in here. But I'm not gonna show you that because it's disgustingly dirty. Not dirty like it's bacteria, but like dirty like there's like bras and pants everywhere. That sounds wretched. Anywho, the whole situation that happened is yesterday, which was Sunday night. A lot of coworkers didn't come in my shifts, other shifts, like a lot of people. So my shift, keep in mind, I'll probably be moving a lot. That okay, so where I work, it's basically a big, it's a fairly good sized building, but it's like compared to the other lab I used to work in, it's pretty small. So we have a small lab in the front, and then a little hallway that takes us to a tinier lab where one person works in there. In the bigger lab, three people work in there. Me and two other coworkers and one back. So the one in the back called in and she didn't come in. So we had someone else come in, two girls cover half the first shift, half the second, because you can only work 12 hours, whatnot. For a company you can only work 12 unless you sign a paper ahead of time. I don't know. Anywho, that's not the point. The point of this is that we had some occurrences going on last night. Okay? So, first of all, what started off was I come into our lab from the little lab to the bigger lab with two bottles in my hands, and my coworker turns around to me. She's like, "Why'd you leave this drawer open?" I'm like, "I didn't leave it open." And she turns to my other coworker. It's next to her. They were both facing the same direction. Away from me, but both direction before I had walked in because they were both like putting information in the computer. I was like, no, like maybe Norma did it, which is our worker, that girl that covered that, another girl, the one that covered in the back. Was maybe it was her because I seen her coming this way, and then we call her in, and she's like, "No, I just came to the bathroom actually, because the bathroom's like right in front of us, in front of our door. We just keep it open." I was like, "Okay, whatever." I was like, "Why?" And she was like, "It's open, completely open. Keep in mind, these are industrial labs that are not like wood labs that like roll out like it's janky. No, this is like high tech like gear. Like these cabinets are like solid. They're like made out of metal, and you just roll them out, and they can't roll out. Like they're in perfectly good condition. Like the lab is like grade A or whatever you want to call it. Like I don't know what level it is, but it's pretty much like this isn't your jankety like cabinet. This cabinet we never use because it's called parts. It's parts for the machines that we use, calibrations and things like that. And it's parts. And I'm just like, okay, nobody here needs to take anything out of this drawer. Everybody's like, okay, did anybody open it? This thing wasn't open halfway. It was like full on open. This is like a foot or two long cabinet that's open. Like just the drawer is just completely out. So we kind of start like freaking out. We're like, oh, okay, that's weird. And my coworker had told me, Oli was like, are you sure you guys aren't like kidding? And I was like, are you sure you're not kidding? You're trying to like play a joke on us? Because keep in mind, all of us work from 7:30 p.m. to 7 a.m. And we work on the other side of the railroad tracks of the entire company, the plant. So the people that go in, you can hear them because we work in a quiet lab. It's just quiet. We have music going on, but other than that, it's like a quiet lab. If anyone opens the door, we hear it because it's like shroom, like we can just hear all machinery happening outside. So we're like, okay, no one came in and took any pieces because we were both here. And I guess she said that when that happened, she thought it was me because she's like, I just seen a shadow and I felt like someone was behind me. I thought it was you. But I was like, no, I just came in and it was already open. She was like, oh my God. So we were kind of just like, okay. So like I said, we were just kind of like, all right. As the night goes on, we get our samples, our like pastes, our tomato paste samples in these cups for like for labs. They're especially made for us. They're plastic, but they're especially made like kind of just It's just convenient for everything. Point is, just imagine a plastic cup and it has these little edges. It's like it's a circle but it has like triangles on top. So it I don't know. That's not important. Point is, it has a little triangle top, and one of them was broken. So we were just like, okay. My coworker was like, I call them friends, coworkers, because they're all my friends. They're all like much older than me, but they're really cool. So she'll throw it away. I'm like, all right, whatever. And then I remember tossing this cup into the trash can. Okay, it was the beginning of the shift, so as the shift goes on, like we're layering more trash on top of it. More stuff is being thrown in. It's like the second hour we're working. She's like, throw it away. It's like the fourth hour we're working there, fifth hour. And I'm just like, um, did one of you guys take the cup out of the trash? And they're like, no. We told you to throw away. Why would we take it out? I'm like, okay, maybe the guy that brings us her samples threw took it out. I was like, okay, seems reasonable because we don't go out for our samples. Someone's like specifically is hired to pick up all the samples throughout the plant and then bring them to us because let's be real, we wouldn't be able to do all that. We have an hour to do each samples, I should say, and multiple other things. So the girl asked him when he came in, and he's like, no, the cup was in the stack because we stacked them up onto it's about like stack this high. And we're like, no, it was in there. I was like, okay. So that happened. I was just like, who took the cup out? And we were asking like our other coworker that works in the back. And we're like, no, I wouldn't get that. Like, she was like, I didn't grab it. So we're just like, okay, a cup that I threw away, tossed in the trash can. I clearly remember my coworker told me she's seen comes back. Okay. We're like, okay, that's kind of strange. Drawer open. I know this isn't like much. We continue the night. We continue working. We're a little all kind of just like shook because we're like, okay, strange thing. We go all to sit down in between the section of the little lab and the big lab. We have like computers and these other machines. So we have a break room, but we don't use it because it's like really tiny for that lab. And so we just hang out right there whenever we're on our break or whatever, which is pretty much at the end of each hour. And we just hang out there. We were just hanging out there. We were telling our coworker that works in the back what was happening. She was like, okay, that's weird. She was like, um, she's like, that's strange. Like, I've heard stories about like the same similar things happening to other people, like people that worked here years ago and like people and whatnot. And then we were all eating, and then one of the girls leans back and she sees like a cup, and we're like, okay, we all have work water bottles that they give us that they're designated for us. Like, you can have them in everywhere in the building, it's fine because we're all not allowed to have like other things, and you only supposed to have water. Everybody has their own, basically. They give us to us. And it was the water bottle of one of our coworkers that was not there, the one that had called in sick. I'm like trying to figure out why am I so out of breath. It's like a strange background. So we're like, okay, who took it out? And we're like, well, I only took out chips. Like, I only took out chips. And my other coworkers like, I haven't taken anything out besides a cup, and I didn't take anything out. Like, plus that one's like all in packs. We're like, okay, the girl who's not here's cup, I should say water bottle, is out. Okay, that's all weird. So then from there, we're all kind of just like looking at each other, like, are you guys messing with this? Like, did anybody like, ever? What are you guys doing this? We were like, no, like legitimately. We're all like legitimately scared. We're all like, what is going on? Keep in mind, the building we are in is solid bricks because we're in a lab, but the lab's in the middle of one of the areas, like a whole bunch of just giant machinery. So it's like built, it's built tough, like word built tough or something. But it's a really thick. You can see the bricks. Like, there's these thick, like maybe like 1 foot thick, because I forgot how thick they're supposed to be. So then our coworker that was covering our other coworker started telling stories that happened there years ago. Because I'm only been this year. The girls have only been there for maybe like 10 years or less, but she's been there for a couple more years than them. And she knew people that used to work there even longer since the company was there. And keep in mind, this company is about 100 years old in the position it's been at. Um, she starts telling us of similar stories that happen in that same lab from other people. I don't talk to anybody else in that lab, so we can't be like, okay, we have the same situation going on, but sorry, a notification just came in. The same situation going on, and we've never met. We can't be like, okay, we're gonna say this and this and this. So she starts telling us we're all in like these rolly wheelchairs, like a computer chairs, and she starts telling us about how someone had died there years ago. They had fallen into one of the machines, like these big ones. We have these huge, ginormous machines that cook. I don't remember if it was a boiler or steamer. I don't remember. But point is, as soon as she was telling us that, she started telling us another story. I swear to God, all she's like halfway through her story telling us, and she's getting to the part where it involves our lab. All you hear is like, boom. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Because our lab shook. Specifically, we were at shook. Like, we heard a big thump and it shook. This building's made out of bricks. Bricks. This building moved. Legitimately moved. We all shook. We were all just there like, what the fuck just happened? What the fuck just happened? We're all looking at each other like, oh my god, this is not real. This is not really happening to us. We had to clock out. We had clocked in for lunch. We had to clock out for lunch. That girl did not stay. She was like, I'm going with you guys. We all experienced it, but she was so scared. We were all so scared. We did not leave each other's sight the rest of that shift because as that shift went on, things kept on happening. So many things kept on happening that I don't even remember. Last night. Does that make sense? More stuff continued to happen. We keep our door open to our hallway. It's just convenient because we're in and out. There's 2 bathrooms, a male bathroom and a girl bathroom. And then in the hallway, it's where to enter, exit the lab. And there's a little other door. So we keep our door open and the big lab to the little lab door closed. But it's not closed. It's just kind of like, it's locked, but it's locked so that it doesn't lock itself. So that one I was like testing. I was like, okay, you can't really do anything to this. Like you can't close it. Like it's off, but you can't close it. And you can hear when people come in to use the bathroom because people from outside constantly just coming in to use the bathroom. You can hear because you just hear the big noise and then you hear like whatever. So I'm in the lab by myself and I hear a door lock and I'm like, no one's came in from the little lab. No one's came in from outside. Okay. And I'm just like, okay, considering what happened last night, I'm not even gonna investigate it, put my thoughts onto it. An hour later, 3 girls out of the 4 girls that work in this building are in there. Me and 2 other coworkers, and the girl that works in the back was in the back. We heard this door close again. And we look around and I'm like, this door doesn't sound like a door that we use, like any of the doors that are near us. And we're all just like, what is going on? We looked around. I tested every single door that we have near us that we could hear. None of them sound like what that door was closing. And nobody was coming in, nobody was coming out to say like, oh, someone like was about to open it and they closed it. No. And then I tested it like, like if the door was kind of about to close, we would just kind of leave it and it's about to close and then it closes. No, it did not sound like that. As the night goes on, one of our coworkers had a couple of cups, our plastic cups. She completely spilled them. She's not the type of person to spill them. Her cups were everywhere in our lab. She had her tomato paste samples everywhere. And 2 hours later, I kid you not, she was putting in samples and she had the same thing happen with glass cups, but she was able to capture them. Their Pokemon, capture them all. No, she was able to catch them before they fell to the ground. We were just like, this doesn't happen to you. You're not clumsy. You're not Butterfingers, and these things are still going on. We were just like, what is going on? Excuse me. I just had a small thing. So disgusting. And from there on, we were just kind of like on our toes because I was like, I am not going to stay in this lab alone anymore because even when we're together, things happen. I can't imagine when we're alone. I'm not saying I'm scared of whatever is there, but I'm not saying that I'm too like chillaxed about it. So that's just what I wanted to tell you guys, or just record this because I thought it was interesting. I thought it was a little spooky and crazy. And no, this isn't a fake story just because it's October and it's like Halloween time. It's something that really happened to me, and I'm a little scared. Not gonna lie, to go to work because one girl. Oh, I forgot to tell you. The first night, I went to a different department, same side of the tracks. We call it because there's a railroad tracks that divide us, and I asked them, like, just curious. I didn't tell them anything of what had happened to us. I had told her, I just asked her, like, hey, like, have you had anything strange happen to you guys? And she was like, no, well, actually, yeah. My coworker right now, they work like 10 feet away. He was like, someone just called her name. Keep in mind, we have these earplugs, we have hard hats on to like protect us from all the noise. She heard someone whisper her name softly in a woman's voice. No women work around there other than them because it's all men, and the men don't work on foot like we do. They work on forklifts. On our supervisors, we all yell at each other because we're trying to like listen to each other. She heard someone whisper her name. Last night, the second night, she didn't come in. She called in sick. And she's not sick. She didn't come in. Like, that's how ridiculous it's getting that she didn't come in. And we're legitimately thinking about asking our supervisor, like, you need a priest up in here to bless this place or something because things are going on and we're scared. And that's it for today because I gotta go take a shower and go to sleep because it's like almost 9 in the morning and I need to go to sleep or else I'm gonna be sleep deprived again. Thank you for watching. Adios, chicos.